back to the channel. Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to feature our really cool figure right here that just came in a few days ago. This is no other than Diaclone Twin Twist. This is from the Legacy line. So this is Diaclone Twin Twist. It's technically a recolored version of the Titans Return Twin Twist. Yes, so this is from the Titans Return mold. He is a headmaster, and honestly I was surprised that it actually looks good. I mean, the color looks pretty awesome. We all know that Diaclones are like the pre-Transformers colors of our favorite, you know, robots in disguise, and I think Hasbro is doing such a great job with revisiting that and going back with the colors that they originally came from. So again, very awesome looking colors. We have a really nice matte red and a really nice navy blue right here with some yellow accents, and it really works. It reminds you of like a Delta Magnus or an Optimus Prime, which is not really bad, and he is a pretty big figure compared to the recent figures that we have been getting. Yeah, we're going to do a quick comparison right off the bat. So this is one of the Legacy figures that we have. So this is no, it's not really Legacy, but SS86 Blur, and he is, you know, a bit taller, and we all know some of the Legacy figures right now are getting smaller and smaller. So yeah, it doesn't really look bad, and for an old mold such as the Titans Return one, it is pretty amazing. So same articulation as what you're going to get. You know, you have a lot of really good articulation. Really no ankle tilts on this though, because this is not one of the most recent modern looking Transformers. But you get to have like a thigh swivel. You get to rotate the whole you know, arm and shoulder section. You don't have wrist swivels right here. The head also rotates because you can actually pull that out. You have waist articulation. So it is a pretty posable figure right there. And like what we mentioned, this is what do you call this, a recolor of the original Titans Return Twin Twist. So let's try to bring that out and do a quick comparison. So this is that version right there, and honestly, with the color and the changes made, he looks a bit younger than this fella right here. So if you take a look at that face sculpt right there, this guy looks a little older, and the white, I know that the white has faded, you know, through time. This has been in storage, so I think one of the flaws with the plastic that Hasbro has right now is just like the slight discoloration due to heat, and it's pretty warm here in the Philippines. Not really warm, hot, smoldering hot in the Philippines. So that's one of the big problems that we have as toy collectors, you know, the changing of the plastic color. But if you really ask me, they have that wonderful difference, you know, just not with the mold but with the color, and it's enough to call this person as a, or this toy as a different, or consider him as a different Transformer versus this. Another thing that you notice, you have like the Wrecker symbol or the Wrecker insignia, versus this one usually has the Autobot, you know, the usual Autobot insignia. So there you go. Now there is a third one that we're going to feature, and this is the same mold, although it's a little bit retooled. So say hello to LG Ex Roadfire. So this is the Japanese G1 that they did with this mold, and honestly I'm having a hard time making him stand, and they look great together. They just really look fantastic. Very different, very similar yet very different, you know, in color and in feel. This one, if you take a look at the face sculpt of this, it's very different, the molding, the color, and it makes you feel that all three are different Transformers. So I'm just very happy that I got him. I was on the fence of getting this guy right here, But when I got him, you know, on hand, and it was like playing around with him, like it reminded you why you wanted the Titans Return line in the first place. They're fun, playable, chunky, thick, very articulated, and technically they're just really a nice line. So we're going to take a quick pause. We're going to transform all three into their vehicle modes and see the differences and the similarities between them. We'll be right back. Alrighty folks, we're back, and we have our Legacy Diaclone Deluxe Twin Twist right here, and let's get him transformed. So the first thing you want to do, of course, is he's a headmaster. Technically he was not a headmaster, he was one of those quick changing transformers, you know, one-step transformers back in the day, but he's a headmaster now, and that's the head figure right there. So we're going to put that aside, take that aside, and see that there's that section where you could plug that head in. So what we want to do is we want to just really transform him like so. Open up these sections right here, which exposes a hollow cavity where you can just really put those fists in, and then just collapse it, and that would make that arm section like so. The next thing you want to do is just really get this section right here, flip that out, and then just take this whole section like so, like that, and then spin it in this direction, fold this right here, and then now you can see that these things would have grooves that would peg right there. So just fold the arm section, and then until it actually just shimmies in there, and then just fold this canopy like so. Now the next thing you want to do is just rotate that leg area, but before you want to rotate that, you can actually just this is the thing I like doing with this. I play around with it. So you have like a hover tank, or like an Ed 209 thing. You have 30 seconds to comply. So it's like one of those mech warrior things. Gear walk, if you want to go with that. And then just rotate that, and then just try to, there you go. And now once you have it that way, you can then fold this here, and then the next thing you want to do is you can just open this section from the legs right there, and then just push it in. Just push that in. Push that in, and then next thing you want to do is you want to sandwich these two together. There are pegs right there that would just really lock in place, and then just fold the toes like so, and bada bing, bada boom. You have a really nice 2-bit drill. It's like there's 2 drill bits right here, and then you have these 2 guns. What you want to do is, like, it's really up to you how you want to place them. You could place them here, you could place them there, like that, or you can put it somewhere above here, which is really my preference. You know, it's like there, something like that. Pretty cool. I like it. Now, of course, you have the head. So how do we transform the head? So from this mode, you can then just do that, and then just flip it. So that's the head, and you can actually put them inside here. You just have to really have some fingernails, and just the playable factor. It's just the cool factor that you have with the Titans Return line, is that you have so much playability. You can just let him sit right there, close that hatch, and try to move him a little closer so you can angle him, and then just close that, and then he's there, he's inside, he's driving the drill tank. There you go. And let's try to compare him. We're going to just remove him. So we're going to put all of the other versions of him. So this was the original version. Let's just put it there. That collapsed. What happened? Try to connect that. Oh man, it's just really tight. This is like tight. Okay, so we now have that fixed. Oh man, it's just falling apart. It's just falling apart. Okay, so there. And then here is that third version. Alright, and then let's just take a look. Yeah, let's put that here. And you got this one. So they look really awesome together. Look at that. Very strikingly different. The head sculpt for the Titan Masters, or the Titan's Return, they're pretty much the same, just really the colors are different. But when it comes to this guy right here, you would see that there's a very big difference. More Japanese looking. And when you say Japanese looking, it pays an homage to the Brave design, you know, if you're familiar with the Brave series. So there you have it. Another thing is, like, there's a very big retooling that happened over here. So as you can see, there's no canopy or like cockpit section, but instead it was removed and it has this port right here with this front end, and instead they gave him a gun or like a cannon, and then that just fuses right here. But pretty much the same area for the arms would really be the same. So very heavy retooling done right here. So if you ask me, they have enough color difference and retool difference to really call these things as separate Transformers, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So I'm going to treat them as separate robots, and that's pretty much it. So we're going to take another pause, look at, just give you a quick gander of that again. Really wonderful looking separate designs for these guys. We're going to take a quick pause, and then after that we're going to come back and show some other size comparisons and have a final say with our very cool looking Diaclone Legacy Deluxe Twin Twist. We'll be right back. Right, we are back, and before we transform these guys into their robot mode and have our final say, I just wanted to show you guys Twin Twist, Diaclone Twin Twist, together with the rest of the, well, it's not really his team, but I made it to a point that maybe they could join Dai Atlas and Sonic Bomber right here, and of course Roadfire. These are all from the Transformers Zone series. And what if we just combine them into their, you know, super spaceship mode and see if that's going to work? So let's try to do that right now and see if that's going to work. So of course we're going to use this fellow right here. We're going to just remove all of the components, and technically we are going to use Topspin too. So the Topspin is also a redeco of Twin Twist, and I'm very excited that there is a big possibility in the future that we might see what do you call this, a Diaclone Topspin too. So that is not far off from happening, and I'm very, very happy and excited that that could be a possibility, because this is going to be just a reverse color of this guy. So if this is like all blue, almost all blue, this most likely will be all red, which is not bad. So let's do that. So the first thing we want to do is just connect Sonic Bomber to Dai Atlas from the bottom part. There's a peg and there's a hole where you could do that, and that's pretty much it. Take out this blaster right here from the top, okay, and then just, what I want to do is I just really want to squeeze that nose cone drill, try to do that, and then just put it here. You'll know the reason why we're doing that in a bit. So that's gonna be the front part of the spaceship. So it's like that. And this is going to eat a lot of space, mind you, so we're going to try our best to have the video cover that. So we're going to take the turret section of the tank and then just fold that in like so. And then you'll notice that this is another difference from the LG Ex line and the Titan's Return. There's no latch that would reveal a section right here for the Titan's Return and the Diaclone Twin Twist. So this is for this section right here of Dai Atlas. So what you want to do is just really snap that in there. If I could just really do that now. Oh, there it is. There's no snapping sound, but it did it. And pretty much this is, what do you call this? This is Dai Atlas in his super spaceship mode. But what we're going to do is a fan mode. So this is a fan mode that has been circulating around Transformers groups. And usually what you do is you put Twin Twist and Topspin right here, and then have them connect with more wing, as you know, the wings. But since we have Diaclone Twin Twist, what we want to do now is have a little more symmetry going on. So 2 drills on the side. There we go. So again, credit to the person who initially thought of this setup. You know, we're not trying to steal that, or we're not trying to say that we're the ones who's coming up with this idea, but you know, we've seen it in Transformers groups, and that's exactly what we're just trying to copy and emulate, because it's a pretty good, it's a pretty cool setup if you ask me. So there you go. So 2 Twin Twists, and then we get Dai Atlas's wings, and then you could put him here. It's really up to you. You could put him here on top, or you could put him here at the side. What I'd like to do is just put it the side like there. Doesn't have to be a snug fit. We're just trying to show you how it's going to look like. It's really up to you. There. It's starting to look pretty nice. There you go. And what you want to do is you want to then, how did I do that? Yeah, place this here. So it's just really like piecing Lego pieces together. And then this is the thing, you have to open this section, so you would have like a grooved area right there, and then this actually angles like so. So what you want to do is just put that in there, and that actually snugs in place pretty nice. And there you have it, folks. You have a hodgepodge spacecraft. There you go. It's a pretty weird looking spaceship, but it uses pretty much all the components of Diaclone Twin Twist, Titan's Return Twin Twist. You also have Topspin from Titan's Return, and pretty much the LG Ex Dai Atlas team. And it's really up to you now to put all of these little weaponries, you know, right there. You got these guys right here. You got tons of weapons that you could use and connect to the spaceship. So it's really up to you to do that. But if you ask me, again, the winning part of any Titan's Return figure is it has enough ports and a lot of playability factor. So it is a fun thing to play around with. Honestly, can you move it? Yes, you can. See? It's not really, Topspin's not really going out of place. It can go out of place if you really shake it that much, but you know, if you're going to really pose it and leave it as is, it's going to stay in place. So that is pretty darn cool, if you ask me. So we're going to take our final pause and transform these guys back to their robot mode and have a final say on our pretty cool looking Diaclone Twin Twist. Right, folks, and we're back, and we finally have Diaclone Twin Twist together with Dai Atlas and his crew and the original Titan's Return versions of this guy in their robot mode. And honestly, if you compare them and have them in their robot mode and place them together, they look amazing as a team. You notice that Sonic Bomber is the smallest. He's also a deluxe, but I really think that he is just really the smallest, but all of them pretty much have the same height, except of course for Dai Atlas, which is like really big, you know, that he's like old school leader class, and he's just fantastic. You know, that's just really it. Very quick comparison. Here is Legacy, or not really Legacy, but SS86 Perceptor, and he is, you know, bigger. Let's have another Autobot commander since Dai Atlas is already there. Let's put, of course, He fell. Let's put Optimus right there. And he's not far off from Optimus Prime, and he is considered as Voyager. This is a deluxe, but you can see that the size is almost the same. And that's one of the things with the newer Transformers right now. They're getting smaller and smaller. So more expensive, more smaller. So it's just a little, you know, on the downside, if you ask me. But overall, they look fantastic together. So let's get Optimus and Perceptor out of the way and place Diaclone Twin Twist again. Final say, he is a nice figure. If you are like me, who's a big fan of the Titans Return line and loves the playability that line brings, go ahead and get him. He's posable, nice articulation, nice color, makes it very strikingly different from the rest of the other figures that you would have, so it's not going to be a big problem if you think that you're getting doubles or triples of this figure. And he's really not that expensive. So that is pretty much it. I'd probably rate this as a wonderful 8.5. Again, we're just waiting for the possibility of having a top spin Diaclone figure in the future. But until then, we're just going to wait for that and hopefully have him join the rest of this crew right here. Again, awesome looking Transformers crew. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, folks. If you have not subscribed, subscribe now. And we appreciate all of those people that have been subscribing lately. You have been awesome. You have been fantastic. Thank you very much. So folks, this is pretty much it for us. Tune in again next time. And again, till all are one, peace out. Rock and roll.